Hello, good morning and welcome back students. I am Vaibhav Shah. This is chapter number 2nd, that is Principles of Management, subject OC, and today we are going to discuss from principle number 10 of Henry Fayol. I remembering one of the words or golden words of Swami Vivekananda, that is arise, awake and do not stop until the goal is reached. So it is applicable to each and everyone. It means it is applicable to you and to us also. It means to arise, awake and do not stop. It means once you started your journey regarding achievement of anything, that is either your goal for studies or goal for business or any social goals, then do not stop until the goal is reached. So try and you will be succeed. So now let us discuss something about the subject matter, that is OC, and principle number 10, that is order. In last few sessions we discussed everything about the principles of management of Henry Fayol, and in which we discussed almost 9 principles in a sequential manner. Today we are going to start with principle number 10, that is order. This principle emphasizes on two parameters: raw material arrangement and social arrangement. Each part of raw material should be at its appropriate place. Likewise, skilled employee should also be placed at right place. Arrangement should be done for recruitment of suitable employee in suitable place. So here the order means not the order or to obeying the order or to give some kind of target to the employees, but here the order means sequence, or we can say the order means everything is in a properly orderly manner. So in any of the organization, whether the organization is small or large, we require that everything should be at its place so that the confusion cannot arise and the work can be done with very easy manner. So let us now start discussing this point number 10, that is order. This principle emphasizes on two parameters. It means the order should be required in two parameters, that is raw material arrangement and social arrangement. So it is required in both these. First one is a raw material and second one is a social arrangement. Each part of raw material should be at its appropriate place. It means when you are working in any of the organization, there are different kinds of raw materials are required for producing different kinds of products, and for each of them the proper quantity should be maintained at the warehouses. Now if we are not aware about the different methods of this raw material arrangement, like it is the one kind of inventory management where different methods of inventory maintenance like LIFO, FIFO and weighted average methods are useful. So if we not knowing anything about the raw material arrangement and its maintenance, then the business will be failed. So each part of raw material should be at its appropriate place. It means in the sequential manner, which kind of material are required first, which kind of material are required later, and the arrangement should be done in a proper manner so that the raw material availability will be continuous and there is no scope of interruption of business activities. And for that, along with different method, nowadays we are using technological tools also that are also helpful in arrangement of raw material, and different management concepts like just in time and the Six Sigma etc. are useful for the arrangement of raw material, and the management makes sure that the business activities will be running in a smoothly manner. So out of the two parameters, the first one is a raw material arrangement which we discussed. Now let us move towards the second part, that is social arrangement. Likewise, skilled employees should also be placed at right place. It means along with the raw material requirement. Basically, there are mainly 2 points of any business activities. First one is a production process and second one is a maintenance of the laborers and employees. So same way, the skilled employee should also be placed at right place. It means we are recruiting and selecting the suitable employees according to their educational qualifications, their skill, talent, experience and knowledge. So, according to the social arrangement, skilled employees should also be placed at right place. It means the skilled employees who are possessing the higher degree of educational qualifications and having the highest experience of the work or experience of managing the business will be placed at the right place. It means they will be hired for the purposes of the top level management or for the middle level management, where they can work very efficiently by using their skills and talents and educational qualification. So, arrangement should be done for recruitment of suitable employees in suitable place. It means for different kind of business activities or for the different business managers, the requirement of different recruitment and selection procedure is there. It means the selection and recruitment procedure of top management is different from that of middle level management, and middle level management is different from that of the bottom level management. So here the arrangement of the recruitment and selection of suitable employee at suitable place should be done in a proper manner, that the skilled employees can be placed at a higher authority and the organization will get the maximum benefit by recruiting them at the proper place. So here in order we discuss two parameters. First one is a raw material arrangement. It means whenever or wherever it is necessary, then the raw material should be there at the time of a need. And second one is the social arrangement in which the skilled employees should also be placed at right place. And here the focus on the arrangement that should be done in a proper manner, that recruitment of suitable employee in suitable place. So by that way the organization can get the maximum benefit of the employee. Now let us move forward to point number 11, that is equality. Employees are a part of managerial system. Since the employees are human beings, practical approach should be adopted to handle them. Superiors should behave appropriately and uniformly while taking work from them. Effort should be made to establish quality in unit by informal way instead of legal or traditional way. Behavior of employees is based on faithfulness, attitude, uniformity and justice. Now here principle number 11, that is equality, suggests that employees are the limbs and soul of the organization. So whenever we are taking any kind of decision regarding them, whether it is favorable to them or unfavorable to them, we should focus on the equality, and behavior of employees is based on faithfulness, attitude and uniformity and justice of the organization. That's why we should take some kind of humanity approach whenever we are dealing with them, and we should treat each and every employee with the proper equality, so that they cannot feel that there is a prejudice and biasness in the organization. And if once this thing comes to their mind that there is a biasness and prejudice in the organization, it will result into the industrial dispute and the industrial peace will be in the threatening. So now let us discuss the point number 11, that is equality. Employees are a part of managerial system. As we all know that amongst all the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur, only employees are the factors which are the living beings and it is having their emotions and different kind of their behavior is based on how you are treating them. Since the employees are human beings, practical approach should be adopted to handle them. The human beings or all of them who are working in the organization are not machines. They are human beings and they have their own emotions and different kind of their behavior and everything. That if we cannot take the practical approach towards them, then it will result into the threatening of industrial peace, and sometimes it may happen that there is a bigger war between the employers and the employees. So we should adopt the practical approach to handle them. It means in different situations we cannot follow the rules and regulations strictly based on the situation. If any kind of mistake or error is in a means big manner, or it is possible that the company or organization has to lose the high amount of money, then also we should take practical approach to handle them. Every time we cannot follow or strictly cannot based on the reward and punishment system. According to situation, we have to change our mind and decision making process also, so that we can take the maximum benefit of the employees. Now, superior should behave appropriately and uniformly while taking work from them. So, line this statement. This is the main crux of this particular point. It means whenever in the different situation, challenges or problems or some kind of hurdles is happening in the business organization, the superior, it means the decision making authority, should behave appropriately and uniformly while taking work from them. It means first of all they have to listen each and every situation or listen the thing which the employee wants to convey. Then they have to behave appropriately. Once they listen it, they have to take a proper investigation on the situation and then taking the decision. So whenever superior means all those who are in the higher authorities, should behave appropriately and uniformly. Uniformly means same for all. They cannot prejudice or they cannot create any kind of biasness while they are taking a work from them. It means each and every employee is equal in the minds of the managers, and that's why they can take a decision, or they should behave appropriately and uniformly while taking work from the employees. Next, efforts should be made to establish equality in unit by informal way instead of legal or traditional way. There is two way in the business organization. First one is a formal, which is totally based on the rules and regulations, rewards and punishments for favorable and unfavorable work. If you are working in a favorable situation, it means your work is with the benefit of the organization, then there should be some kind of reward process. And if your work is of some punishment nature, that is unfavorable or unacceptable, then there should be punishment system. So this is the formal way where the higher authority are focusing more on rules and regulation, do's and don'ts, and acceptable and non-acceptable behavior of the organization. While in informal way, there is some kind of humanitarian approach, and it is totally based on the social norms or social behavior, where the employees and employers are working in some kind of informal manner. It means they are focusing more on friendship and help to each other instead of following the rules and regulations strictly of the organization. So here in equality, Henry Fayol suggests that the effort should be made to establish equality in unit by informal way instead of legal or traditional way. It means instead of taking the reporting from them very harshly, or threatening them, or to give some kind of threats to them, or there is some kind of punishments to them, we should take some kind of humanitarian approach. And it is also the point that the informal relation or the informal way instead of legal or traditional way should be for each and every employee of the organization, so that we can remove the biasness or the prejudice in the organization. Say for example, there is two kind of organization in which out of them the first organization is strictly following the formal ways of taking reporting from the employees and giving instruction and order in a formal way. It means they are strictly following the rules and regulation for do's and don'ts, while the second organization is following the informal behavior. It means it accepting that the employees are also human beings, and it may happen that there is a possibility of some kind of errors and problems while they are working. So they are having the humanitarian approach and they are focusing on an informal relation. It means in any kind of deviation in the work or any kind of error or problem, they are calling the employees and asking them why this happens, and they are trying to direct them and give the guidance so that the next time the same thing will not happen again. And for some kind of smaller mistakes, they are not strictly following the rules and regulations, and they are not providing any kind of punishments to the employees. So here the point that is effort should be made to establish equality in unit by informal way. It means whenever there is any kind of deviation in the work or targets are not achieved or any kind of smaller mistakes is there, the manager should call the employees and ask them, listening them properly and give the direction and way of correcting mistake instead of some kind of punishment. And by this way they are creating the equality amongst all those employees who are working in the organization. In legal or traditional way is the same as the formal behavior in which there is a punishment and reward system, but in informal behavior there is only reward system for doing a very good job or work, but there is no punishment for not achieving any kind of target or for errors or mistakes which are negligible in the organization. Now next, behavior of employees is based on faithfulness, attitude, uniformity and justice. Put yourself in a position that there is one organization in which the total behavior or atmosphere of the organization is like that, where everyone is helping each other, they are working as a team, and there is a faithfulness among employees. That means the employees are always ready and eager to work each other, they are respecting the work of each other, and they are trying to fulfilling their targets with the help of each other, and they are having the trust on the each other. So the behavior of employees is based on faithfulness, while the another organization in which everyone seeing each other with the eyes of a doubt, they are not ready to help anyone, and they are strictly following their workaholic ethics only. So out of these two, if you are putting yourself in any of the position, then you are always choosing the first one, where there is the behavior of employees is of faithfulness. The attitudes of the employee is also based on the informal or formal relation. It means if the company is following an humanitarian approach, and if there is some kind of guidance and proper guidance is given to them, then it may happen their attitudes towards the organization is positive, and they are always trying to give maximum of their efforts. Uniformity, once it is the psychological phenomena that if once you punish any of the employee, and second time if you are giving a relief to other employee, then it may creates a notion in the mind of first employee that there is some kind of prejudice in the organization with him, and he always sees the organization or that manager with the eyes of doubts. But when once the rules of uniformity is applicable, it means if the relief is given to each and every employee for a smaller mistake, and if punishment is given to each and every employee for a bigger mistake, then it is some kind of uniformity that is maintaining in the organization, and which will be helpful the organization to getting more work done. And last one is a justice. It means if the employees are feeling that there is a proper justice with him, there is a proper listening by the employers, and they are given a justice according to the situation, and they are in the favor of employees always, then it may happen that the behavior of the employee is always positive. So here in equality, or by the way of equality, the behavior of employee is based on faithfulness towards the organization, attitude, that is positive attitude towards the organization, uniformity in work, or they should taken them as a equal with each other, and justice, which will helpful in getting the maximum work done from them. So here in point number 11 or principle 11 in equality, we discussed that employees are human beings and practical approach should be adopted to handle them. It means the decision which are taken by the employer is always based on the practical solution and not on the strictly rules and regulation, because the situation of the different employees is different, and we cannot give same kind of treatment to each and everyone. Superior should behave appropriately and uniformly while taking decision or work from them, so that the proper balance of atmosphere is there, and effort should be made to establish equality in unity by informal way instead of traditional way. And lastly, behavior of all those employees who are working in the organization is totally based on faithfulness, attitude, uniformity, and justice. Now let us move towards the point number 12, that is stability of personal time period or tenure. Tenure means time period. Permanent and stable employees are asset of any business unit. An employee can develop himself by remaining the one unit and contributing in the achievement of goals of the business unit. As the employee remains for a long time in any unit, his knowledge of system results into more productivity and also decreases labor turnover rate. There should be an arrangement for promotion, training, etc. for permanent employees. So here the stability of personnel tenure means Henry Fayol suggests that all those employees who are working in the organization for a very long period of time are invaluable assets of the organization. And if we providing a proper job satisfaction and job security, where we are giving them assurance that your job will not be threatening in any of the situation if they are following rules and regulations with a due diligently, then the employees will be able to understand that this is their own organization and they are working as the owner of the organization instead of the workers, and it will result into the higher productivity and production of the business unit. So stability of personnel tenure means here we are recruiting and maintaining the employees for a longer period of time, which will helpful in the highest productivity with the better quality of goods and services. Now let us discuss in detail. Permanent and stable employees are asset of any business unit, as we are seeing that in majority of the business unit who are successful in their journey of life are because of their longer time and stable employees who are working with organization for more than 10, 15 or 20 years. So permanent, it means All those staff who are placed in a particular place are permanent and stable. It means there is no frequent changes in the employees for a longer period of time. An employee can develop himself by remaining to one unit and contributing in the achievement of goals of the business unit. It is the dream or it is the aim of any of the employee that if he remaining to one unit for a longer period of time, it shows his honesty and integrity with that particular business unit, and so that they are also believing that to remaining to one unit and contributing in the achievement of goals of the business unit is the main goal of any of the employees, because once upon a time they can relate themselves with that particular organization and start thinking that I am the main or one of the main pillar of that organization, because I have started my journey of work when this organization is established, and today when the achievement of organization is highest, I am one of the main contributor in this particular business unit. Instead of moving from one place to another or moving from one job to another job, they are basically focusing on remaining the one business unit, which will give him respect, faithfulness and trust, and they also believe that they have contributed in the achievement of goals of the business unit. Next one, as the employee remains for long time in any unit, his knowledge of system results into more productivity and also decrease labor turnover rate. In some of the older movies which are based on this industrial nature, or where the factory workers and the factory system is showing, in that also sometimes it may happens that the owner is dies because of either age or due to any accidents, and whenever there is his son who takes place of that particular owner, their old and permanent staff or their old and permanent manager are become helpful in achieving the business organization's target, because the new one who comes to the business organization are not very well aware of each and every activity of the business organization, and they cannot successfully run the business. But at that time the old and permanent employees are helpful in achieving business organization. So it means as the employee remains for long time in any unit, it means when they are working for more than 5 years, 10 years or 15 years, his knowledge of system results into more productivity and also decrease labor turnover rate. It means his knowledge of system is widespread. Now he is knowing each and every corner of the business organization, or we can say that he knows each and everything of that particular factory or of that particular business unit. With and his knowledge of system which increase will result into more productivity, because now he is totally aware regarding the behavior of each and every employee, the behavior of each and every machines, how they work, and what are the maintenance process should be undertaken, how to increase the productivity, how to motivate the employees, which are the new products that should be introduced, which are the old products that should be cut down, etc. So his knowledge of system results into more productivity and also decrease labor turnover rate. It means when the permanent and stable employees who are staying for a longer period of time in any of the organization, there is no problem of labor turnover rate, because it results into higher employee satisfaction, and when the satisfaction is higher in any of the organization, the employees are not wishes to left that particular organization for any of the reasons. Sometimes it may happens when there is an offer for getting more wages and salary in any other organization, then also the employees are not choosing to left the job from that particular organization because of the stability of personnel tenure. There should be an arrangement for promotion, training, etc. for permanent employees. If employees are working in a one particular task for longer period of time. It may happen that due to monotonous and repetitive work, their work productivity will reduce because of the boredom and stress. So there should be proper arrangement for promotion. Promotion should be based on either productivity or on the basis of time period that they have spent in the business organization. There should be proper arrangement for training. It means the induction training for all those who are working, who are new to the organization, and refresher training for all those who are working in the organization for a longer period of time for permanent employees, which will increase their production and productivity, and it will result into the higher motivation to the personnel tenure or higher motivation to the employees. So 12th is the stability of personnel tenure, where permanent and stable employee are assets of business unit and they are contributing in the achievement of goals of the business unit, while when they are remaining for a longer period of time in any of the unit, his knowledge of system result into more productivity and which will helpful in decreasing labor turnover rate. But at the same time, there should be a proper arrangement of promotion and training etc. for permanent employees by the organization is there. So here with this point number 12, we are concluding our session over here, and in next lecture we will take the glimpse of this 12 particular principles of management, and we will move forward towards the 13th and 14th principle of management. Thank you very much, class.